Hello and Happy New Year from the Yogi Collection. I'm Yogi, your guide through the captivating world of diecast cars and their rich motorsports heritage. Today we're taking a special journey, one that bridges the gap between miniature marvels and the full-scale legends. Picture this, a scale model small in size but enormous in legacy, adorned in a livery so iconic that it transcends time and scale. Yes, we're talking about the legendary Gulf Oil colors, a symbol that has graced both the high-speed circuits of the racing world and the meticulous craftsmanship of diecast models. Gulf just didn't fuel race cars, they fueled dreams and passions, painting their story in vibrant blue and orange. They revolutionized not only the racetrack, but also the world of collectibles, turning diecast models into coveted pieces of racing history. Join me as we explore how these miniature replicas capture the spirit of their full-size counterparts, celebrating Gulf's pioneering impact in motorsports and its enduring legacy in the diecast collecting community. From the first gas station to the legendary Le Mans victories, let's delve into how Gulf's influence is perfectly captured in the palm of our hands. Ready to start your engines? Welcome to the show. But first, let's talk about food trucks. In my very first video, I said that I love these castings. And I'm on the hunt to find as many as I can get my hands on. And this week I have a few more to show you. Although the same casting as the first one I just showed you, this one here has a cattle guard in the front, and of course it's in white. But the main reason why I got it is because it is a taco truck. I mean, when you think of food trucks, let's be honest, we think of taco trucks. And here I wanted to show you some of the interesting menu items, especially the ones at the bottom where you can eat some pretty unusual exotic foods there. Alright, this next one is really cool. This one's from the Matchbox moving parts line. The casting appears to be of a 1950s panel van, but the color combination and the fact that it's serving shaved ice just really puts me in the mood to have some. And Yogi Mama and Yogi Daughter got this for me as a gift, so I really appreciate that as well. The chromed hubcaps are a true throwback to the 1950s era, and it really makes this diecast come together. Alright, last but certainly not least is this hot dog food truck from the Hot Wheels main line, and has a 2017-2018 stamping on the bottom. It appears to be painted in mustard yellow as well as the hubcaps, and the menu items are pretty hilarious too. Take a look at this. The donut drifter, carbonator, but what's a sweet driver, I wonder? And hey, take a look at that. It's a treasure hunt, so that's why I saved it for last. Yeah, this is an older treasure hunt from 2017. In fact, there's no indication on the card at all that this is a treasure hunt, but it is on the car. Okay, thanks for indulging me on this opening act. Now for our main attraction. Let's shift gears and rewind the clock back to the early 1900s. Gulf Oil wasn't just another name in the vast sea of petroleum players. It was a pioneer, a trendsetter that would etch its name into the very fabric of car culture. In 1913, Gulf Oil introduced the world's first drive-in service station in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. This wasn't just about fuel, it was about reimagining the driver's experience, about setting a standard that we've come to expect even a century later. Fast forward to the 1960s and Gulf Oil does it again. This time revolutionizing how we pay for gas with the introduction of the first credit card for fuel purchases. Convenience at your fingertips long before digital wallets and contactless payments. But Gulf's vision extended beyond service stations and payment convenience. They were at the forefront of fuel technology, their very innovations powering not just everyday consumer vehicles, but paving the way for high-performance engines. And as the American love affair with the automobile grew, Gulf Oil was there, fueling the journeys, the adventures, and the dreams of a nation on the move. Now strap in as we take a sharp turn into the world of motorsports. Gulf Oil's leap into racing was no mere branding exercise. It was a declaration of performance and endurance and unyielding quality. Their entry into racing was epitomized by the Gulf livery, a color scheme that would become as iconic as the cars it adorned. The blue and orange hues of Gulf oil painted victories across the circuits of the world, from the grueling 24 hours of Le Mans to the storied tracks of Formula One. Gulf's oil racing legacy is not just a chapter in history, it's a living, breathing inspiration that continues to resonate within the hearts of enthusiasts and on the surfaces of diecast models we cherish. A legacy that, much like these miniature masterpieces, is timeless. Stay tuned as we explore how this storied past is perfectly captured in scale right here on the Yogi Collection. First up is the Hot Wheels Car Culture Collection. Hot Wheels Car Culture is part of the Hot Wheels Premium line and has been creating highly detailed diecast models for decades. This 2014 Mustang is a custom example of how the Gulf livery could showcase contemporary designs with classic racing heritage if it were to be adorned with the Gulf signature blue and orange. A key feature to the Hot Wheels Premium line are the Real Rider rubber tires and all-metal construction. Some key takeaways for me on this Mustang is how thick the paint has been applied to this body. It's almost as if it was dipped in a really thick solution of paint. The 5-spoke lip rims and the color-matching Gulf orange are an excellent choice for this car. The 1969 Ford Mustang Boss 302. While not traditionally associated with Gulf Oil's motorsports history, imagine a what-if scenario where this icon of American muscle sported the Gulf colors, symbolizing a union between American power and European racing pedigree. The Boss 302 was specifically engineered to compete with the Chevy Camaro Z28 in Trans Am racing. Again, I think Hot Wheels knocked it out of the park with this one. The wheels are fantastic, they're period correct, and with the side-piped exhaust, makes it an excellent representation of the car from this period, and a great addition to anybody's collection. Next up from Auto World is a special edition Ford GT40. The Ford GT40 is renowned for its consecutive victories at the 24 Hours of Le Mans, especially in 1968 and 69 under Gulf sponsorship. The GT40 is indelibly linked with drivers like Jackie Ickx, who piloted the Gulf livery GT40 to victories at Le Mans. I'm presenting this specific GT40 because it's not only adorned with the Gulf livery, but the designers also put dirt to simulate this thing coming in for its final lap of victory, and this can be explained by the miniature also included in this package. This is a really special casting with a limited production run, so I advise anybody who's interested in this type of history get their hands on it as soon as possible. Uh-oh, did I just mention racing history? You know what that means. It's time for
Nerd Alert!
Yeah, that's right, Nerd Alert. This is a segment that I started a few videos back, and the main reason I did it is to help some of my younger viewers, or perhaps viewers of my channel that aren't familiar with the motorsports pedigree or history of these cars. I think it's important that I point these out so that they can get an idea of why it's so important to us. The GT40 was the first American car to win Le Mans, and it was with the Gulf livery that it cemented its legendary status. Equipped with a potent 4.7-liter V8, the real GT40 was a force on the racetrack, capable of speeds up to 200 miles per hour. The Ford GT40, especially in Gulf colors, has become a symbol of automotive triumph and is a staple in racing culture and diecast collections. The inclusion of a figurine waving a checkered flag alongside the diecast adds a layer of storytelling to the collectible. This figure is emblematic of victory and celebration in motorsports, capturing the moment a car crosses the finish line, a tradition that dates back over a century. It's a miniature homage to the peak moments in racing history. Okay, next up, the Porsche 356 Outlaw. It's a customized variant of the classic Porsche 356. The Outlaw is a term coined in the Porsche community for modified 356s that don't adhere to traditional restoration rules, often featuring performance enhancements and unique styling cues. The term outlaw was popularized by California Porsche enthusiasts in the 1980s who modified these cars to suit their tastes, which sometimes meant stepping outside the factory specifications. The Gulf livery, as applied to this Porsche 356 Outlaw, speaks to the blend of a classic design and racing legacy. It's a nod to the rebel spirit both in motorsport and automotive culture, celebrating nonconformity and performance. This collectible stands out not just for its historical significance, but also for its representation of automotive counterculture, making it a noteworthy piece in any diecast car collection. As far as this specific casting, it needs a little bit more customization if you ask me. If it's going to be an outlaw, it needs to have outlaw wheels, and this casting unfortunately comes with stock wheels. Okay, this casting's pretty awesome. This is the Fiat 500D Modificado, a modified version of the classic Fiat 500. The original Fiat 500 is an iconic symbol of the Italian design and urban mobility, renowned for its compact dimensions and economical operations. The 500D variant refers to the specific production run with design changes like rear-hinged suicide doors. Unfortunately, it doesn't appear that this casting depicts the suicide doors, so I don't believe that this is a special casting for this car. Okay, here we go, nerd alert again. The Fiat 500 was affectionately called Bambino in Italy, and the D in 500D stands for Dolce Vita, or sweet life, which was a cultural characteristic of Italy during the late 50s and early 1960s. The actual Fiat 500D was powered by a modest air-cooled two-cylinder engine, and the modificado version suggests performance enhancements that might have been seen in street-tuned or race-prepped vehicles. This particular model, blending the quintessential Italian design with the racing history of the Gulf livery, offers a playful yet respectful nod to the past, capturing the hearts of collectors who appreciate both automotive heritage and the art of modification. The Hot Wheels Glory Chaser. While it may not have a direct real-world counterpart, it carries the history and excitement of Hot Wheels Super Treasure Hunts, which is why I'm sharing it here, and it's the only one I have. Super Treasure Hunts were introduced by Hot Wheels in 2007 as a premium version of their regular treasure hunts. And at $40, yeah, I'm not going to open this just yet. Maybe when I get to 1,000 subscribers. Perhaps you can help me with that? If you like what you're watching, be sure to hit that thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. That's how you can show me that you like what you're seeing. Of course, you can also leave a comment down below and let me know your thoughts. The 1950 Dodge Power Wagon by Greenlight Collectibles. The Power Wagon is notable for being one of the first civilian 4x4 trucks originally derived from military use during World War II. The Dodge Power Wagon was designed for tough work, as its durability made it a favorite in post-war America for all sorts of rugged tasks. With the Gulf livery, it imaginatively represents what a Gulf service truck from the era might have looked like. I couldn't find any evidence that a Dodge Power Wagon was ever adorned with this livery, but it still looks pretty cool. Greenlight Collectibles has a reputation for authentic, detailed replicas of classic and contemporary cars, trucks, and other vehicles, often including a human element with figurines to bring the scene to life. The included figurine is modeled after a gas station attendant from the early days of Gulf Oil. Such attendants were a common and vital presence at service stations, performing a variety of tasks from pumping gas to basic maintenance and repairs. The gas station attendant represents the personalized customer service that was a hallmark of the era, a time when attendants would greet you at your car, clean your windshield, check your oil, and chat about your day as they filled the tank. Including this figure with the Power Wagon model evokes the nostalgia of the golden age of motoring, where service stations were community hubs and the attendant knew every regular customer by name. Ding ding! Okay, I got a couple of team transports to share with you today that also have the Gulf livery. This one depicting the De Tomaso Pantera Gruppo 4. The De Tomaso Pantera is an Italian sports car that became a cult classic for its American V8 engine and Italian styling. The Gruppo 4 edition represents a racing variant known for its performance in Group 4 racing.
Nerd alert!
Okay, here we go. Nerd alert. The De Tomaso Pantera was a bridge between American muscle and Italian elegance, and the Gruppo 4 was a ratification special for racing. The Gulf livery on both the race car and the transporter pay homage to the famous Gulf Oil-sponsored racing teams. Hot Wheels has a long-standing tradition of commemorating iconic racing history through their Car Culture Team Transport series, offering high-detail presentations of race cars along with their transport vehicles. The Pantera Gruppo 4 sported the Ford 351 Cleveland V8 engine and was designed to compete in the over 3-liter class of sports car racing. Now, I won't be opening this Team Transport in this video, however, be on the lookout for a future video where I'm going to go over transport trucks made by Hot Wheels or any other brand. Okay, this next one is special to me because I got it for Christmas, so I want to show it to you here. This is the Porsche 917 LH, or Langheck, or Longtail. The Porsche 917 was developed with aerodynamics, optimized for high-speed tracks, most notably the Mousseline Straights of Le Mans. The casting itself is a full metal construction with a metal base and real rider rubber tires. If you guys have known me for a while, or you're just landing on my channel, you'll come to realize that Porsche plays a significant role in my life because 1, I own a couple of them, and 2, I've restored one of those on my primary channel, Yogi's Garage. I took that engine apart and rebuilt it into a 4-liter and drive it today. The 917 LH was specifically designed for Le Mans to maximize top speeds down the long straights, with its long tail offering superior stability at high speeds. Gulf Oil sponsorship added not just color but also prestige, as their racing teams were known for innovation and excellence. The 917 was equipped with its 4.9 to 5-liter flat 12 engine, which could propel the car to speeds of over 240 miles per hour on the Mousseline Straight, making it one of the fastest cars of its time. The Porsche 917 did indeed race in the iconic Gulf Oil livery in real life. The Gulf livery is most famously associated with the Porsche 917K, the short-tailed version, which raced in the 24 Hours of Le Mans. The car was sponsored by the Gulf Oil Company, and its blue and orange colors became one of the most recognizable and celebrated liveries in motorsports history. The long-tail version, the Porsche 917 LH, also wore the Gulf colors in races, although it was less common than the short-tail variant. The Gulf livery on the Porsche 917 LH, as depicted on this Hot Wheels model, is a faithful representation of the car's actual racing colors from that period. Okay, the second to last diecast in this presentation is by Johnny Lightning, and it is the 2007 Toyota FJ Cruiser. This is a limited production model with only 6,000 units produced worldwide. And it's adorned with the iconic Gulf Oil racing livery, which is traditionally seen on race cars, making this a unique crossover into off-road vehicle styling. Its application on an off-road capable FJ Cruiser creates a blend of performance and adventure, symbolizing a spirit of endurance not just on the track, but in rugged terrain as well. The real 2007 FJ Cruiser featured a 4-liter V6 engine, 239 horsepower, and is designed with a body-on-frame construction reminiscent of the classic FJ40s, catering to both on- and off-road performance. This is a fantastic casting with tons of detail, from the carbon fiber hood to the color matching tires and the BF Goodrich labeling on the tires. The only strike against this is, like the other Johnny Lightnings that I've bought in the past, the wheels don't tend to be constructed all that well, and it doesn't appear that these cars are really meant to be played with. But I'm going to play with it regardless and try to fix that wheel later on. Alright, last but certainly not least is the 4GT GT-LM by Mini GT. This is probably one of the most detailed 1/64 scale cars I've ever owned in my collection. The livery is extremely legible, and it just has the feeling of quality because of the weight and the way it's constructed. Be sure to stick around to the end of this video because I'm going to deep dive into the construction of this diecast later on. Now, the 4GT GT-LM is a race spec version of the 4GT. designed for the GT Le Mans class in endurance racing, competing in events such as the 24 Hours of Le Mans. The 4GT GTLM carries on the legacy of the 4GT40, which famously won Le Mans 4 times in a row from 66 to 69. And if you recall, I showed you a GT40 all decked out in dirt. The rear taillights are made of transparent plastic, which gives the illusion of actual brake lights. Headlights are also transparent. Just this whole build is amazing. So the 4GT model for Mini GT is super special to me, mainly because it's extremely detailed. I really enjoyed the level of detail, especially around the windows where they put little silver paint dots to indicate rivets. And then, of course, on the rear quarter panels, there is a bunch of livery on there, and one of them is SEV Markle. It's a distinctive cat logo, which is a prominent brand in racing sponsorship, especially during the 1960s and 70s. The real 4GT GTLM features a 3.5-liter twin-turbo V6 engine, producing over 500 horsepower, and is equipped with advanced aerodynamics tailored for the demands of high-speed track racing. Okay, so before we move on to the rankings, as promised, I wanted to go into some more detail on this Mini GT casting. I was really fascinated by how they put this thing together, and they gave me Phillips head screws, so I said, well, why not just take it apart? So I did, and what I found in there was amazing. Inside is an actual replica of the roll cage, driver seating position, all of that. But in addition, this casting is not a single casting. It's 2 castings. In fact, you can see here the 2 rivets holding the 2 castings together. Very impressive work. I haven't seen very many of these like this. Guys, if you've seen a multi-casting like this in a mainline or any other manufacturer, please leave a comment down below and let me know who it is. Alright guys, it's that time again. It's time to rank these cars from last to first. Ready? Let's go. Okay, coming in last place is the Porsche 356 Outlaw. This is mainly because of the lack of detail in this mainline. The headlights weren't even painted, the taillights, and there's not a single Porsche logo to be found. The 2014 Mustang brings it up at number 8. A little bit lacking in detail, as well as the paint being a little too thick for my taste. The Boss 302 brings it up at number 7. And of course, in 6th place, the Super Treasure Hunt. I had to put that in there. I spent $40 on it. But it's actually a really nice casting with good detail. The Dodge Power Wagon with the detail and the gas station attendant really won me over. And in the top 5, number 5, the Porsche 917 Longtail with the Transport. Great detail work. I love the lenses, and the Transport truck was an added bonus. This is a fantastic car with a fantastic history. The Fiat 500D. I mean, look at this thing. It's awesome. I love the wide wheel stance. The paint job is fantastic, and the huge Golf on the hood won it over for me. And in 3rd place, the Ford GT40 with the flag-bearing miniature. It really is authentic looking. Love the dirt. It's really, really cool. However, it couldn't beat out the 2nd place FJ Cruiser. The carbon fiber hood and the Gulf livery in the front looked really cool, and it just tipped the scales for me. And finally, of course, the Ford GT GTLM. This car is amazing. Mini GT really knocked it out of the park. If you don't have any Mini GT in your collection, you should really consider adding some. The level of detail is really awesome, and it's worth the premium to get one of these. Alright guys, that's it. Oh, wait a minute. We have a last minute edition? Oh no, this is just a shameless plug. I really wanted to take the last few moments of this video to show off this awesome artwork that I got from a guy on Instagram. I'll put his information down below, and if you're interested in doing something like this with your diecast, you should really drop this guy a DM on Instagram and he'll hook you up. But take a look at the hand craftsmanship that he's done here. It's got my logo and Yogi's Garage on the hood. It looks fantastic. I love the color combination, and of course, it's a Porsche, so what's not to love? Alright guys, that's going to do it for this week's video. I really hope you liked it. If you did, be sure to hit that thumbs up. If you didn't like it, hit the thumbs down, but let me know why. Be on the lookout for some new content coming soon. I'll be switching gears to LEGO just as soon as the LEGO Speed Racers for 2024 are released, but for now, the collection is closed.